Hi, I'm Frank Augustine, and welcome to Chasing Legends. On my second trip back here, Hugh Canyon Road over here, Woody hooked me up with a friend of his, whose wife was a map dowser, and she said that there was 500 pounds of something north of here. So we took a trip back. I figured out on the map the location, marked it in my GPS, and driving up, we missed the spot where we were supposed to park. We went a little further, and we came across a wash that crossed the road. So I realized we went a little too far, so we stopped, and I said, why don't we check this wash, see if there's any gold in it. So from that spot across the road, we can see a waterfall. So we went up in a waterfall. I had a small bucket and a scoop. We get up over the first waterfall, and there was a lot of sand there where we got trapped. And what we did, we just scooped up some sand and threw it in the bucket. And then we went back down to where we were supposed to stop. And there's another waterfall. And up behind this waterfall, way up on top, is this mountain. And that's where the location was that we were supposed to look at. So we climbed a waterfall, climbed up that side of the mountain, and we got up on top. The whole top of that mountain was just covered with quartz. Thousands of tons of quartz. And we're looking around the quartz and whatnot. I didn't see anything. So we got back down the mountain, got in the car, headed home. So after I got home, I have a gold well sluice, and I took that sand and dumped it in that sluice, and it was full of nice chunky gold. There was probably 40 or 50 pieces of it, like about that big. So we had a conversation. We decided we were going to claim that spot and include Woody. So there was 3 of us, and then a little bit later, every time we went up there, we'd pass a spot with tons of river rock, and we decided to check that spot out. Well, in that spot, in one day, maybe 2.5 hours, 3 little buckets of dirt, we got 6 ounces of gold from that spot, and the rest is history. So when people tell you there's no gold in the superstitions, bullshit. That particular gold in both spots was right off the main road. Thousands of people driving past every day, going for their trail ride, and they don't have a clue. So one day my partner was coming back from the upper claim, and he could see a spot where a truck went off the road, hit a tree, knocked the tree over, pieces of the truck all over the damn place. And he decided he was going to get out with a little bucket and scrape some dirt off the roots of the tree. This is right on the road. Full of gold. Big pieces like that. This was a little bit south of the other place where we found it. But in some areas in this section, you will find nice chunky gold, and that gold assays high. It's like 79% gold, 20% silver. In this area, all the way up on top of the mountain. Back in the 1800s, there was like 20 mines up there. All that stuff washes down. Over millions of years, you get all that kind of washing down, and you just follow the gold up. And that was the original idea behind the legend show. We were going to follow the gold up to the top of the mountain, and along the way things got derailed, and they started coming up with all these different ideas that quite a few of them didn't make any sense, but the show sort of derailed at that point. Instead of our original purpose, going out and finding a new gold deposit, which in essence is part of the Jacob Waltz story, because he had a dry washer made and he worked this area going up the mountain. Out here in Arizona, the weather is finally starting to cool off, and Wayne and I will be going out. We've been following up on quite a few things recently, and we have quite a few adventures ahead, and I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to get back to Ward's cabin area again, go over some of those old mines with the detector, especially the Lost Dutchman Mine. That looks very promising. And so this is what we're going to be doing. Now remember, November 5th, 6th, and 7th, the Dutch Hunter Rendezvous at Dawn's Camp off Peralta Road. If you can make it, you'll have a great time. Saturday night, they put on a fantastic program where you have speakers. And if you're interested in this stuff, this is a good place to go, because you may pick up a clue or two. I happened to mention I had the detector to one of the guys at the rendezvous. And next thing you know, I had all these guys coming up to me, telling me about their treasure site and how they know it's only like 5 feet down or whatever. Jesuit treasure, gold bars, giant rubies. I mean, it was just unbelievable stories. And I thought, holy shit, I hit the jackpot. Well, that night, Tom Collenborn came to the rendezvous, and I happened to be sitting next to him, and he was a state policeman for about 4 years, so we hit it off right away. We're talking about police stuff. And I looked at him, I said, you know what, Tom? And I told him what all these guys said about the Jesuit treasure in the mountains. And he looked at me, he said, Frank, he said, if a Jesuit ever stepped foot in those mountains, the Apache would have hung them by their heels and roasted their brains over hot coals. All bullshit.
Thanks for joining us out here today. Had a great time with Frank out in Hewitt Canyon today and spending some time in the Superstitions. First day back. Yeah. Awesome. Please hit subscribe, hit the notifications bell, leave a comment if you want to leave a comment. Check out the About section for the Legend of the Superstition Mountain Dutch Hunter Rendezvous t-shirts, black, gray, short sleeve, long sleeve. Now that that's all done, that's all over. Thank you from Frank. Thank you from myself. Take care, and we'll see you next time here on Chasing Legends.